So let's start our second topic in grade 1, that is treble and bass clef. So in this one we will going to learn what is a treble clef and where do we make it, how do we make it. And let's read this. In this one they have just only talking about that where do you make the treble clef and why is it called G clef, because you called your treble clef as a G clef also because you make it on a G line. This line which you see, the second line, is called the G line. That the name of the lines you will read in the next topic, but for right now just remember that this treble clef is called a G clef also. Okay, so let's start. There's nothing much to read in it. Let's start the exercise. So they have given exercises. Let's make them first. So we start from here and here we finish. Make sure you practice this a lot, because when you give your exams and all, that will be really helpful for you. Okay, because if something goes wrong, then your marks may be deducted for that. Okay, so now we have to make it on our own. So we start from G clef. Let's start here, finish. Next start. There are all different ways. If you search on YouTube, you'll find a lot of ways to make these treble clefs and the bass clefs. So that is up to you, which style do you want to make. Just make sure you should make it correctly. Okay, now let's move on to the first other exercise, a bass clef. Here they give out the bass clef is used for low notes. The little dot go on either side of F. So now in this one they make it, they have shown how to make the F clef, bass clef, which is called F clef also, because this has made on the F line. This line is called the F line, that you will learn in the next topic. So for right now just remember that the bass clef called F clef also. Okay, so let's make it. Let's do the tracing first. So you start on F line, remember that. You should make a point on F line and then you make it. Okay. And now let's make it on your own. So we start on F line, make 2 dots on either side. Start on F line on 2 dots, then 2 dots, and last one 2 dots. Okay, now let's move on to the next topic. So in the next topic we're going to learn the middle C. So what we're going to learn in middle C is, where is the middle C is. It is between the bass clef and the treble clef. Middle C is a note like any other. You can read all this on your own, friends. Yes, one thing you have to read in this called the leisure line. So what is a leisure line? Leisure line is nothing but the line extra then the stave. You remember that in stave we learned the stave is these 5 lines. Yeah, the pattern of these 5 lines. Now any line extra either above or below this stave is called the leisure line. So you will see in the treble clef, this line is below the stave. Okay, and in the bass clef this line is the above the stave. So this is the first leisure line below the stave, and this is the first line above the stave. Okay, so this is called a bass clef. When you go to high level, when you see that this is the middle C, when you make it all together, the big one, then you will read about it that this is the middle C. Then it will be easier for you to understand. Now only one thing you have to make sure. One more thing, the distance, when you make a leisure line, make sure the distance between the leisure line and the stave should be equally apart. It should not be too large or too close. Okay, you can remember this. Now let's move on to the first exercise. Okay, now in this one you can see write 3 middle C's in the treble clef. Okay, so write 3 middle C's in the treble. So they have to write 3 middle C's in the treble clef. So we know in the treble clef it is the first leisure line from the bottom. So let's, one is given, we'll make two more. First we'll make the ledger lines. Let's make one here and then one here. Okay, now let's make the note here and there. One more thing, there. Now next is, you see, write 3 middle C's in the base clef. So in the base clef, we know the first ledger line from the top is the middle C. So let's make the line first, ledger line first. Let's make the note now. Okay, so let's move to the next one. Always remember, friends, this stem should be, how long this should be is, if you're starting from this note, it should be 1 octave. It should finish on the same note, 1 octave higher or lower. Okay, write in a treble. Next one is write in a treble or bass clef to make these notes middle C. Now we have to make these notes to turn to middle C. For that we have to check that where they are appearing. According to that we have to make the clef. Okay, as you can see in the example here. So in this one you can see this is the first ledger line from the bottom. So that means this is a treble clef. So let's make a treble clef. Okay, now next you can see this is again from the bottom, the first ledger line. So this is again a treble clef. And this one is on the top, the first ledger line from the top. So this is a bass clef. So here we finish our 2 topics. I hope you like it. If you like it, then please share and subscribe it. Now I'll see you in the next topic. Till then, thank you guys.